Welcome to the All Jammed Up podcast presented to you by Music Never Stopped. Today is Thursday, September 4th, and today on the podcast we have Shaun Richardson.
What are you doing, podcast for Lot?
Yeah.
Come be on a Lot podcast.
Yeah, hell yeah, All Jammed Up.
This dude's doing a podcast. If you want to be on some podcast, come do an interview.
Hell yeah.
All
Good morning, fools. Welcome to the All Jammed Up podcast. I'm your host, Clint Dodson, and happy NFL Day to those who celebrate. I'm a big NFL fan. I know this is a music podcast. Guess what? I like football. I'm probably going to talk about football a little bit while it's on. Deal with it. But, yeah, super excited that football started. Super excited for the episode today. We have Shaun Richardson, who's a session player out of Nashville, and he also tours with Sierra Hull's band as well. He's played with Bela Fleck's band as well, and he was just a really cool dude. He liked one of my pictures, I think a Kaiser George clip, and I looked at his page, saw who he was. Being a session musician just kind of really intrigued me, and we got to DM, and he said he wanted to do the podcast, and we did it. So I think you guys will really enjoy this one. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Shaun Richardson.
Hey, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Alrighty, guys, we're here with Shaun Richardson, Nashville session musician, plays with Sierra Hull's band. What else is there? What else am I missing?
That's the main stuff. Just a happy guy, thankful to be playing music whenever I can.
And you're, are you from Nashville? Where are you from?
I'm from Michigan originally, but I've been in Nashville, just celebrated 10 years here, so.
Okay, cool, yeah. Kind of funny way that I found you. You liked one of the interviews. I think it was one with Kaiser. And
Yes.
I checked your page and I was like, session player with Sierra Hull. I gotta get this guy on the podcast. So I'm glad we were able to work it out, man. Thanks for coming on.
Well, I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, man. I guess I'm really intrigued. I'm not even really sure what a session musician does. So that's kind of like the real thing I'm most excited about. So I guess we could just start there. Can you just kind of tell us, like, day to day, what I know you do tour with Sierra Hull, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So when you're not touring with her and you're like doing these sessions, do you know who you're going to be with? Do you like just kind of give me a day to day of like how that works for you?
Yeah, I mean, generally when a call comes in for a session, it's either from a fellow musician that's acting as the session leader or band leader, sort of putting together the band for this whatever particular tracking day we'd be doing, or a producer who's doing the same thing. Maybe it's like a production coordinator or even the artist sometimes. It could be any number of things. But yeah, I'll generally get a call asking if I'm available. I'm an acoustic player. I play acoustic with Sierra. I've sort of been an acoustic player primarily my whole life, but a lot of these sessions in Nashville, especially within the country realm, and there's a ton of music that goes on in Nashville that's other than country, but most popularly, I would say, I'll get called to not only play acoustic, but my chair will do mandolin, banjo, high strung, like a resonator type instrument, 12 string, etc. So I'll get that call, just seeing if I'm available to do that at a particular studio on a certain day, and hopefully most of the time it's yes. And Nashville works in these session increments of 10, 2, and a 6 would be a third session. So those blocks all constitute how many sessions you're doing in that day. And yeah, just generally show up early enough to get sounds, and depending on the project, if we're there for a couple days, you don't have to necessarily do that every single day, but it's always new music, and there's such great musicians in Nashville. The band's always killer, and we're tracking any number of songs on a bigger production. It may be less songs because there's more time to work on those particular tunes, or we may do a bunch. It may be a demo session where we're cranking out up to 10 songs in a day or so. So it's really fun. I love the challenge of making something in the moment and serving the song, serving the artist, using my tools and my skills to help somebody else's art come alive. So I mean, it's something I've always wanted to do ever since I was a young kid. So to be doing it, I feel really grateful.
Awesome. I have a bunch of questions off of that, but I feel like
Yeah,
I just kind of jumped into it, and maybe if I rewind a little bit, we'll be able to answer some of those questions first.
sure.
So I guess like when you grew up in Michigan, when did you first pick up a guitar, and like what kind of music were you trying to imitate when you started playing that guitar?
Yeah, guitar found me a little later on. I my first instrument was violin. I was
Okay.
inspired by my uncle, who's a musician as well. He was a violin. He is a violin player and a pedal steel guitar player, but I caught the violin bug early. So my parents got me a violin when I was 4, and I did that for a little while. I never was any good, truthfully, but violin was the pivot point to finding mandolin.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, cool, like a pick, like it's not no bow, like this is more my speed. And then eventually I found guitar at 8, and then it's like, okay, this is home
At
for me.
eight?
8 years old, yeah.
You said it was late. That's not it late.
Well, late compared to violin, I guess. I spent
Okay, okay.
4 years playing those other instrument, well, 4 years playing violin, but yeah, I found guitar and I was like, this is amazing. I love the acoustic guitar. I've never been one to, I mean, I play a little electric, but I'm like more of a soft guy. So like
Hmm.
the acoustic guitar, I felt like was the underloved of the two guitars. But I grew up listening to all sorts of music was in the house. But before I found bluegrass, which was because some people gave us a copy of the Down from the Mountain or the Oh Brother Where Art Thou soundtrack, and
Okay.
we also got a Nickel Creek record and an Allison Krauss and Union Station record. But before that, I was listening to my uncle's music, which was like Southwestern Americana. So I was hearing all these textures anyways, and some 80s, 90s country. Um, but then, yeah, I got those few records when I was about 6, and something switched for me. So I was
So it
hearing
was
all these.
always in that bluegrass country realm, and that's why the violin mandolin kind of stuck out to you?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. He was playing those two instruments with his group that I listened to religiously growing up.
Yeah.
And then I just sort of, one thing leads to another, and you're finding yourself hearing all these different artists that are inspiring you at a really young age.
Okay. Gotcha. So we pick up the guitar at 8. We're trying to just do some like Southwest Americana country bluegrass. And what kind of like bluegrass and country was like catching your ear at that time?
It was really, I mean, a huge record for me was "So Long, So Wrong," Alison Krauss and Union
Okay.
Station. That record still is to this day one of my favorite records, just in the way they approached not only the recording side, but the arrangements, all the playing. I mean, I feel like I really understood what it meant to be a good rhythm guitar player from
Hmm.
those records. The way the two of them on the ballads, Dan and Ron, would approach these sensitive guitar parts. It's just I feel like I learned so much listening to that record in particular over and over when I was young.
Gotcha.
But a lot of stuff. I was listening to as much as I could get my hands on. To tell you the truth, just I was wanting to listen to as much as I could and learn a lot.
And was it always like your taste for music? Was it always bluegrass country? Did you have like kind of like the older you got, maybe you got like a little more on the punk side with like Blink-182, Green Day, that kind of stuff, or how was that for you?
Well, going to school, definitely, I wanted to listen to what my friends were listening to
Yeah.
at the time. So I was super big into John Mayer when I went to high
Okay.
school. I mean, he was pretty huge at that point.
How old are you?
Um, 30.
Okay, so we're the
Yeah.
same age, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I grew up listening
So,
to Room for Squares in my mom's car.
yes, me too. Every day, man. That was a
Yep.
huge record for me.
That and Matchbox 20.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, I know in my early 20s, I started getting more into jazz, and I've always been
Okay.
into jazz as far as the harmony's concerned. But I felt like, you know, having played within the acoustic music bluegrass space for a long time, I was just itching to know what else is out there.
Yeah.
Um, so I studied a lot of, in my early 20s, like self-study, a lot of jazz musicians, not just guitar, but like piano players and horn players, all sorts of stuff, just to try to find new influences and bring other sensibilities from different instruments onto my instrument and see like what works, what doesn't, how can it influence my voice on the instrument.
Yeah. Do you know who Takuya Kuroda is?
No, I don't think I do.
So this is the album right here. I don't know if you can see that,
Okay.
But he's like a trumpet player, and he has a bunch of different guys on that album too. I'll send it to you after this on Instagram. But
Please
that's
do.
a jazz album I've really been getting into lately. But
Great.
going off of that, like why do you think you had like such a draw to jazz in that time of your life in the 20s?
I think I was just looking for more language, more understanding of harmony, more sort of utility on my instrument, and jazz harmony sort of lends itself to that. Like
Okay.
as far as learning more about how notes interact with each other and voicings on your instrument, and I've always been drawn to that. And it was a very practical application of like this is happening over here, and it also does happen a lot in acoustic music too. I feel like jazz and bluegrass are really close friends. They make a lot of sense together. So I feel like the things that I was listening to that I wasn't like directly doing, because I wouldn't consider myself to be like a jazz player, but I'm
Yeah.
heavily influenced by like jazz ideas, and I feel like there's a good relationship between bluegrass and jazz, and you can use those two together.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I think you probably have much more musical knowledge than I do, and I'm not really sure why bluegrass and jazz do agree with each other. What do you think it is about those two that just kind of make them work?
That's a great question. I think
You're supposed to know this.
yeah, right. From my experience of being in some of those ensembles, I think it's not only is it a refreshing sound because it's not always commonly on like the string band array of instruments, but each one of those instruments can lend itself to like a role in jazz as well. Like you can
Okay.
create a rhythm section, like a guitar and a piano can have a lot of similarities as far as register and sort of like the way a note feels. Like someone like Tony Rice was able to make his guitar sound like a piano, just like
Yeah.
with the attack, the way he played his voicings, the sensibilities in the voicings, like it sounded like a crystal clear, dark, but like beautiful piano almost. And, a saxophone a violin can do a lot of those gliding sort of lines. And I just think they work well together. Obviously both share like upright bass.
Hmm.
And I think any instrument you can play anything on. Like, there's no rules. I don't think there's any limitations. I think you can experiment with any genre on any instrument and blend them and find a way to make it either unique or something new.
Yeah, I agree. Um, Here, I just thought of this question. I don't know if this is a dumb question or not, but like, so like, yeah, bluegrass band is like all strings, right? And then think of
Hmm.
like a band that's like all horns. What would
Yeah.
like a banjo would be like what horn? Like what would be like the equivalent of that, do you think? Or like a stand-up bass would be like a trombone probably, right? Maybe?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to say. I think it could. I mean, they definitely share some register. I'm not 100% sure what a banjo could
What about a
could
saxophone? Like
mimic.
a saxophone, what would that pair well with, you think?
Oh man, I mean, it, it could be a banjo, it could be a guitar. I
Okay.
mean,
Yeah,
it
that was
could
just an
be
out there
a
question. I
five
don't know.
string violin.
Okay.
Obviously there's some musical territory to explore for sure.
Yeah, and that's why, like, doing this podcast, I get to talk to guys who know way more than me, and I just have these like questions that, like that one that pop up that I think or maybe make sense, but it's fun to get to ask them.
Yeah, hey, there's no rules.
Exactly. We kind of dove right into jazz and skipped kind of your like adolescence. When you were in high school and like college, were you in like garage bands and stuff like that, or were you kind of already on the path to becoming? You knew you wanted to become like a session touring player.
Yeah, I mean, I never ended up going to any sort of formal college.
Okay.
When I was 18, I played bluegrass my whole life, grew up in that scene. And then when I was 18, the same uncle I talked about earlier
Hmm.
referred me for a gig with a more of like a Western artist or classic country slash Western artist. So I went and played with him for a few years. And then I moved to Nashville when I was 20. And right after I moved to Nashville, I got a gig with a band called Daly and Vincent. I was their lead guitar player, and I was there for a
Okay.
number of years. So through from like end of high school till maybe my early 20s, I was just playing all the time and within that sort of acoustic space. And then that's shortly after I joined Daly and Vincent. I had always had an interest in recording. I recorded when I was a kid, but it wasn't until I moved to Nashville where some of these opportunities were coming up for me to record on other people's projects and be in studios. And so they sort of all dominoed at the same time across this, 10-year period up till
Yeah.
now. So sort of simultaneously dipping my toes in all these different avenues.
Okay. And how long have you been with Sierra now for?
So I joined her band in 2021. We
Okay.
were coming out of COVID and not a lot was going on, but I was up recording in Montana actually, just a project for a friend of mine. And I got a text from her and she had a few shows that she was looking to get filled and put together and wanted to know if I was available for them. And we had met each other, but we had never done any
Hmm.
formal playing. And I was just like, oh, this is great. Like, I would love that. Sounds like it's right up my alley. And she's always had great music and surrounded herself with awesome players. I was like, this sounds awesome. So we got together and it was, she had a couple guys that had already been playing with her for a minute. And then myself and another guy who still plays fiddle with her, were like additions into this lineup at the time. And we played a couple shows together and I think it all clicked for us that this was something really special,
Yeah.
and the three out of the four of us are still with her now, and
Okay.
so it's been great, and we're just getting ready to go on a continuation of this tour we've been on in support of the last record that she just put out in March that we've all played on, and we've been playing the songs for quite a while, but the album finally came out in March, and we've sort of been touring this catalog of songs, so it's been great. I really they're all stellar players and great people, and I feel really grateful to be involved in their musical world.
Yeah, no, so being like a support player, do you like kind of have a say in like the songwriting or anything? Or is Sierra just kind of like, hey, you're gonna play this, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, the bulk of the material is all hers, or
Okay.
song or cover. Maybe we've put out a couple covers that are popular that she's
Hmm.
been known to do. But I mean, as far as the arranging process goes, it's pretty open. We work together a lot as a band. Like we've got dedicated time before sound check where we're working on new stuff, or we'll send things back and forth. There's some stuff, obviously, like when I first joined and I was learning material, I learned stuff off the records, and
Yeah.
but she's always given us the ability to use our unique voices on our instrument. So
Okay.
it's not like totally, I'm playing something I've learned all the time. In fact, the gig's pretty improvisational as well. So
Yeah.
I try not to play the same thing every night as like a personal challenge. And sometimes I fail, sometimes I find something cool, and she's always cool with it too. So it's a really musically it's a super fulfilling experience.
Hell yeah. Do you get like any chances ever to kind of just like go off and do solos, or do you kind of leave that for her?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
There's solos passed around the whole band. It depends on the song. Some of the record songs, they stay within this confine of how the song is structured. But we've got a few jam songs in the set where it's kind of an open-ended thing, and between me and our fiddle player and her, sometimes we can take up to 2 to 3, 4, 5 minute solo on this one song, or we do a cover so commonly in our show of Bela Fleck Stomping Grounds, and that's
Okay.
like the whole band soloing. Like there's drum fills and trades and bass gets a moment, and we're passing it back and forth, and it's a really fun moment in the show to not be so scripted and literally play off of each other. And oh, like you just played something really cool. Like let me see if I can answer it musically in a way that's fun and captivating.
Yeah. So will you be at Halloween this October with her?
Unfortunately not. I think that's
Oh
I think that's
man.
just her, but we have played Halloween before and it was amazing.
Like
And we've played that
2022? Was it 2022?
I think it was 2021, but we were
20.
at
Okay.
that same maybe I'm wrong, but that same don't they do another festival there at Swanee?
They
like a
do
spring
the
thing.
spring roots or something, roots revival,
Yeah,
something like that.
we've done that one once or twice, but
Okay. Man, I was
I'd
hoping you
love to
guys.
get back.
I know I'm going this year, so I was like, maybe he'll be there. Maybe I can meet him.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. Well, if we're in your area, man, I'd love to have you come out to something. It'd be fun.
Yeah, I'm in Asheville. I think you guys just came to the music hall like a few months ago.
We did. So that was
Yeah.
the day before the record came out. I remember that show specifically because we played the album top down in preparation for the next day, which was our Nashville show.
Okay.
Um, and that was a great show at Asheville
I heard it
Music
was a
Hall.
packed house in there.
Super duper fun. Really
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, man, that's a cool venue. I get to go there a lot and see a lot of different music. So I don't know why I didn't go to that one. I can't. I think I had to work or something. I don't know.
Well, maybe next time we'll be back in Asheville. I'm sure we'll come back and do something at some point.
Yeah, I was looking at your guys' tour dates, and you guys are in Chattanooga, I think, soon, which is only an hour away from me, so I can shoot
Yeah,
up there too.
we're playing IBMA. It's their first year uh, moving to Chattanooga. They've been in Raleigh the last gosh, I don't know, maybe 10 years or so.
Okay.
So it'll be there for the first time in Chattanooga, and we're playing there for their IBMA live sort of series that they do over the weekend.
Okay. So being like back to the session musician now that we've kind of given a little bit of an introduction instead of jumping right into it.
Sure.
When you do these sessions, like, are you an employee of the band, employee of the recording studio, or you're like an independent contractor?
Just just a freelance guy.
Freelance?
Just
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I find myself commonly working at different studios often, and
Okay.
there's a lot of studios, but for certain projects, it just makes sense to book like Sound Emporium or Soundstage or
Yeah.
Blackbird or um, but I do through doing that all these years, I know people that own studios or commonly book projects through certain studios, so I find myself working in familiar spaces commonly, but I'm just I work for myself really.
Yeah, okay. And then are there ever like opportunities that someone will call you and be like, "Hey, we want you to play on this," and you're just like, "That's not really for me." Like you get that kind of freedoms as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, most of the time I'm down to try and be the guy. I think
Okay.
if it's like, you know, I've worked my whole life to be like in the acoustic world, like an acoustic player primarily. So if someone's calling me and they're like, "Hey, could you come play electric on this country thing?" Well, it's not really what I don't have the tools. I don't necessarily have the touch. I mean, it's very specific. Like these guys that do like that in Nashville are like so incredible at what they do. And I could be serviceable, but it wouldn't be my strong suit. So I
Mm.
most likely pass that on to somebody who's, more qualified than I am
Yeah.
to do that. And hopefully they could do it. But if it's within the realm of what I do, and especially if it's like a musical challenge too, I'm generally game. I like a good challenge. I like just to work on something, or I've had I've had things come up over the years where it's like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a really big undertaking, but super worth it. And I
Yeah.
always look forward to those opportunities.
Now, on the other end of that, have you ever had someone call you and they're like, "Hey, Sean, we need you to play this session with us," and you're like, "That person called me," like anybody, you're just like kind of mind blown that reach out to you to play with them?
Man, I think not necessarily. I'll pivot here for a second, but I had that moment not necessarily about a session, but I had it about a tour that I was asked to do. I remember I was in the gym and I got a text on my phone. It was from Bela Fleck, and I was just like, "Really? This is crazy." And he had just put out that My Bluegrass Heart record,
Okay.
and one of my favorite guitar players, Brian Sutton, had been touring with him for the bulk of that, and he had reached out to me seeing if I wanted to fill in on a 8 to 10 show run of that tour, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, I cannot believe this is really me!" Like I was shocked, but I was super honored, and I was like, "Wow, this album is so good." I've listened to it. It's long too. I mean, it's 15 to 20 songs. I was just like, yes, like
Hmm.
100% yes. This will be so fun. And I spent from, I think he reached out to me in like February, and the shows were slated for September. And I'd spent pretty much that whole time exclusively listening to that record just to try to ingrain it as deeply into my mind as possible so I could detach from thinking about the music and just experience it when I'm playing.
Yeah.
So that was one of those moments where I was just like, I'd listened to Tales from the Acoustic Planet, Volume 2, especially, growing up over and over. And those guys too, like, inspired me because you see, you know, Sam Bush and Jerry Douglas, Tony Rice, and Bela Fleck, and these guys that are in the acoustic world, but they're also in Nashville playing on a lot of these bigger records. And I was like, you can do both. Like, that's what I want to do. So to get that call from him and do those shows was uh, one of my bucket list experiences for sure. One I look back on fondly.
Heck yeah, that's awesome, man. Good for you. Have you ever had one where it's like they've asked you to play or like play with them and it's like too tall of a task? You're like, I don't think I'm ready for that, or like I don't think that suits my skills.
Man, I don't know if you're ever 100%, you're ready, but I think, when you're making a lot of music, all these different opportunities or things that you're a part of, I feel like they lead from one to the other. And you may get called to do something and it taught you the skill or required you to learn something that helped you in the future on another thing that you got called for. So I think in that moment I was probably not 100% sure if I was like, man, can I commit like a 20 song album to memory? But you just end up working hard on it, and I'm pretty dedicated. I like to challenge myself, and I think by the end of it, I was like, yeah, I'm ready to do this. When the week came up where it was happening, and I was like, we're about to play this stuff, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I don't know if you're ever 100% ready for something,
But
but
you love the challenge.
I do. I
Yeah.
do. It keeps my brain active, and it keeps me inspired. I mean, when music, it never feels like work to me because I love it so much. But
Yeah.
because it is work, finding things that really hit my soul helps a lot too.
Yeah, so being like a supporter on a lot of these tours and being like a session musician, do you write your own music at all?
I very slowly.
Yeah.
If I'm truthfully honest, I wish it was something I was stronger at. But funny you should ask. When I turned 30, or when I knew 30 was coming up, I was like, man, I'm playing on a lot of records. I'm playing these awesome shows with people and making great music, but I felt a small sense of like, well, what do I personally have to show for that's mine? Like if someone was to look me up and try to find my music without sifting through liner notes or credits or whatever, what would they find? So I had bought a mic off Facebook Marketplace for my home recording rig, and I was like, I want to just try this mic out. And I started writing this tune on guitar and just sort of writing in a very there was no guidelines or no I didn't give myself a deadline or anything, but I was just sort of writing this song, and I ended up stacking a mandolin on it, and I sent it to a few of my friends that I've played music with in here in Nashville, either in the session space or touring space, and they overdubbed on it from home. And this project, I had no plan really for it, but I was like, well, maybe I'm turning 30, like let me give something back to everybody and put this song out and have something that I can show for. And so I did put out a song on my birthday, and it's just an instrumental piece that I wrote. But I would like to do more. Writing is just, it's hard to find time, but
Yeah.
I'm always voice memoing little ideas, like almost constantly. If I'm just rehearsing at home or even on the road and I stumble on something cool, I'll get the voice memo out and maybe even write like right around this later, or guitar idea or something, just to keep that flowing at all times, even if I'm not actively trying to put out a record or something for myself.
Yeah, do you think maybe down the road at some point there would be an aspiration for like a full Shaun Richardson record, or is that just kind of like just seem like too tall of a task right now?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
if I continue the no stakes deadline of it doesn't matter, but just keep making music for the sake of doing it, eventually enough music will just come together for that to be obvious.
Hmm.
Um, but as of right now, I'm happy with the one, but I'd like to have more because it is fun to include your friends on stuff. And this is
Yeah.
such a a pool of talented people. It would be a shame for me to not reach out and include them on more songs and more music making at any time.
Yeah, I know Nashville has just tons of people, all kinds of musicians there. Who are some of your favorite people to play with, or like maybe up and coming musicians that people don't know about that you get really excited about in the area?
Man, that's a great question. There's so many talented people. I mean, first, I mean, it seems like a very obvious state, but the people that I travel with in my band are so great. Like they're
Yeah.
individually, they push the limits on their instrument and they're hard workers and they're really inspiring people to play with. As far as like, man, it's a really good question about like up and coming. And you know what it shows you is I need to go out more and listen to some more musicians because I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. But there's so many talented people as far in the session scene too, and just all musicians here. Honestly, it's hard to even narrow it down because the scope of players is so dense and talented.
Yeah, well, no shade. I put you on the spot there, so no one should get upset with you or anything. I am going to put you on the spot, though, one more time. So I looked at your
Yeah.
Instagram, and I saw some of the people that you follow. I see that you follow, like, Billy Strings, Kaiser George, Joe from Fireside. You mentioned Brian Sutton. There's so many talented guitarists in the bluegrass space
Yes.
right now. And I just want to know, like, to you, like, who is, like, that guy's doing it the best? Like, if I can do a little bit more of what he's doing, that's, like, is there someone like that out there? Or are you more content just being Shaun Richardson, having your own style?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely look at, the people in our world. I'm always inspired by seeing people succeed and seeing people do well, and I'm inspired by listening to some of my favorite players within our world and being able to hear the individuality of how they approach their instrument. And no two people to me are, carbon copies of each other. And I
Yeah.
think it's really inspiring to see the people, especially in the circuit right now. But I definitely have gotten to a place where I'm sort of paving my own way and accepting more. Everyone's got their own journey, and mine doesn't look like someone else's, and someone else's doesn't look like mine, and that's why the ecosystem thrives so heavily, is everyone's out there doing their own thing and being individual. And but I'm super inspired by what I see happening,
Yeah.
especially within the acoustic guitar. There's so many great players, so many great players. Kaiser's a great example of somebody who's just killing it. And we've
Did you
jammed on
listen?
occasion a few times, and
Did
he's
you
he's
listen
he's
to the
super
Kaiser
fun.
George interview?
I did in preparation for this. Yeah,
How crazy is that dude won that flat picking championship at 14, didn't start taking
amazing.
it serious till he was 16. Like, I don't know. And the thing is, he's so humble, too. Like, everything, I would try to, like, kind of gas him up and get him, and he's just like, oh, man, oh, man.
Yeah, he's incredible. Great
That was,
player.
that whole band, do you get to see Shadowgrass?
I've actually never seen him. I've only seen him on Instagram.
Okay, yeah, man, you got to catch him.
Hopefully, one of these times we'll cross at a festival. But it's you know, at a 3-day festival, you may run into some friends on one day, and then you're in and out before anybody else. You get to see them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, man, get your own Halloween ticket. Come down there. They're playing there.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. It's only a matter of time.
I'm sure you've played a ton of different festivals, different venues. Do you have one that kind of sticks out as the best for you? Like, or maybe there's a funny memory or something that just sticks out in your brain as that one was good?
Yeah, I mean, as far as like more notable venues, I mean, we played the Gorge earlier this year on the Willie
Hmm.
Nelson tour, and that was Billy and his group were also on that tour
Was
as
it the
well. And
Outlaw
that,
Fest?
it was. We did the
Okay,
Outlaw tour. Yeah, and it was
nice.
the Gorge was like definitely a bucket list. I remember waking up and we're on a bus and looking out the window, and it's just this vast
Hmm.
gorge essentially. And that they treated us great that whole tour, and that day especially was memorable. And we played Red Rocks. That was another memorable one. And I've played Carnegie Hall twice, and those were both
Nice.
really really cool. I love going to New York City. So anytime we do a show in New York City, it's super fun. And we've gone overseas and played, and yeah, it's just the places that music can take you is truly unbelievable. And I'm grateful to be standing up there strumming along.
Yeah, I saw that you also played a Tiny Desk, and
Yeah,
I could be wrong in saying this, but I think you're the first person I've interviewed that's done a Tiny Desk, and
really.
I'm obsessed with Tiny Desks. I've watched so many different kinds of them, so I just kind of want to know, like, what's that whole when you get there, when you're playing. I know what it looks like on the screen, but I don't know
Yeah.
looking back the other way.
Um, Nerve-wracking. They're great over there. It's a great crew. They gave us a chance to run through everything. And the audience was super great. We did everything in one take, and they, yeah, man, it's another one of those moments you can't necessarily over prepare for because you don't want to overthink it. But we we went up there just to do that, and I was definitely nervous. I'm under the microscope a lot when it comes to recording, so the idea
Yeah.
of recording doesn't necessarily freak me out, but I think it's because it's a small crowd, and on the other end it's just millions of the viewership's super large.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, I want to do a good job for my bandmates and also represent this music really well, and I was proud of the whole group. I think it turned out really well, and not a lot of people get to do it. So I feel really grateful to be one of the few that's been able to do it. I know they had in the past they've had some like Punch Brothers have done it once, and or Chris has done it a bunch of times. But trying to think who else is that. Sierra Farrell's done one.
Yeah.
So people in our world have done it. So it was definitely a bucket list experience for all of us, and we were so stoked when we got the call to do it.
How many people are in that room with you guys?
I'd say give or take 50 or 60 probably. I mean, between audience and people that work there and the audio crew and anybody that we had with us.
And it's just like a regular office building, and they have one room that's good for music.
It's right where they work. Yeah.
It's such a unique experience. I'd love to go check
I think
that
the
out.
desk is a functional desk. Like people do work there in the day and they
Oh,
just film a
really?
few. Yeah.
I need to get in touch with someone from Tiny Desk and try to interview them. That's a good idea.
It was pretty cool to just be there, and I remember staring at that scene, the wall of stuff behind the desk
hmm
that they've accumulated over the years, just being like, this is crazy that I'm looking at this right now.
Do you have a Tiny Desk that you as a fan kind of sticks out? Like maybe one that's not even bluegrass related, but just like something that you saw on Tiny Desk that like captivated you?
Yeah, I mean, I loved Jacob Collier's Tiny Desk.
Okay.
If you know who that is, he's sort of a modern jazz guy, but
I'm writing it down right
he's one of the most prolific musicians of our generation, just multi-talented writer, arranger, singer, player, does everything. He did a Tiny Desk in support of one of his records, and it
now.
was just musically, it was so good. Trying to think of some other ones. The Punch Brothers one is great. They all crush it every single time, and it's nice. I mean, they kind of do that configuration anyways. They play close together, sort of around the spot mic, and so that was really really great. And I remember listening to the Justin Timberlake one and thinking, man, does this sound good? Like it's like they mix it like a record. It's amazing.
Yeah, I remember seeing like the Mac Miller one's one of my favorite ones. I'm a big Mac Miller fan, so that one's good.
Sure.
But I remember like stumbling across like the Tyler the Creator one. I'm not a
Okay.
huge fan of him, but I saw that Tiny Desk and I was like, holy shit, this one is like the support was so good, and that is just like a really cool space, and it's really sick that
Mhm.
you got to be there.
I'll have to check that one out. Good to know.
Yeah, it's he has got really good backup singers, and I think he just kind of has like a good he's got a good energy like in that moment there during that Tiny Desk.
Cool.
I know we've talked about like a lot of bluegrass and country rooted music, but is there anything that you listen to right now that's kind of away from that realm that's really catching your ear, something that you think's really good right now?
Totally. I'm a big fan of Blake Mills. Do you know who Blake Mills is by
Blake
chance?
Mills, I do not.
Yeah, so he's an LA guy, incredible guitar player, but he's a session player out there as well, and he's produced a lot of records. But he has this project with bass player Pino Palladino, and they put out this really incredible instrumental music that's not it's really unique, and it's I wouldn't even you can't even categorize it into a genre. Sort of, it's
hmm
just sort of experimental, sort of like a almost a lesson in like sound capture, because all the way they record and mix all these different sounds are so inspiring. And so they've put out a couple records, but they just put out one. I think it was like a week ago, maybe or more, that I've been listening to, and it's worth a listen for sure. That the music, but Blake's solo records as well are like a masterclass on tone and guitar playing and songwriting. It's great stuff, and it's it sounds like him, which is another. I
Okay.
love listening to players. It's just like, oh, you turn it on that's Blake, like for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll send you the jazz album I was talking about. You send me that album, I'll check it out.
I will absolutely. Those are like I find myself constantly listening to those records when I want to be inspired.
Awesome. So I always try to go like way back on people's Instagram and maybe find something about them that they're not really as open with now, or maybe something unique about them. And it seems like you used to really, really be into working out. Is that still the case? Are you still in the gym a lot?
Man, you know what? I am. It's that's funny that you said. I've always loved working out. When I was in high school, I started getting into it. I signed up for our local gym, and then it's sort of become my lifestyle. Like when I can. I mean, these days I've been really busy, but I still try to get as much working out as I can. Whether I'm in the gym here, or like on the road, I'll bring elastic bands, or I'll do like body weight stuff. Whatever I can do. I've even curled guitar and banjo cases like in the room. But I actually just started running more, which I've always hated running. I've never been
Dude,
good at it. But like
I made a
30,
goal. I made a goal yesterday. I was like, I'm gonna run 20 miles this month. I ran a
oh
mile
wow.
yesterday. I ran a mile today, and today my mile was 23 seconds faster than my one yesterday.
Well, that's great, man. It's
So
like
we both got it.
yeah, small improvements. That's all it's about. I'm trying to do the same. I'm like, I can. I'm the miles feeling okay. I'm when I first started, I was having to stop and walk a little bit, and now
Hmm.
I'm conditioning myself to be able to just do it straight through, and not so much worrying about pace or time. I'm just trying to get out there and do it. And there's been a few occasions where a couple of us in the band will all run together.
Yeah.
Um, and I remember we had a really memorable run in where were we? We were somewhere near Boston, but it was like a scenic like run where we were on this like sort of dock by the water, and it was just really beautiful, and all of us were together encouraging each other. So yeah, I'm trying to get into running more, trying to keep working out when I can. Sometimes hotels have gyms, sometimes they have like a chair. It's like
Yeah.
I can't do anything with this. So but no, I do. I've always been a fan of working out and weightlifting
Yeah, the
specifically.
running thing, man, it's like it really sucks to like get started, but once you start, it's not that bad, and once you finish, you always feel better.
You
But like
always feel
it's
good, man.
and I just have to remind myself that, but some days I just like am putting my shoes on, stretching, and I'm like, I don't want to do this, dude.
I know. I totally understand where you're coming from. It's like the feeling that your lungs get after a good run.
Yeah.
You feel like you can take a big breath, and it's like unhinged.
Ah. Is there anything else that you like to do in your free time that people might not know?
The band has really gotten me into coffee. Like a few of
Coffee.
us, we have this thread with a few of us called Coffee Club, where we all have espresso machines, and we
Mm.
buy different espresso beans from around town and sort of compare. And then when we're on big long tours, they bring the espresso machine and a grinder out, and we make cortados, cappuccinos, iced americanos on the road. So we're kind of coffee's become a hobby of mine. I can walk to a coffee shop near my house, but I actually tend to make it from home just because it's more fun and sort of therapeutic
Yeah.
to make. So that's been a hobby of mine, and I've got two cats. So I love taking care of them and playing with them, and I love playing chess. It's a kind of a fun hobby of mine to play is that game as well. And I love basketball, so I've always followed the NBA ever since I was
Okay.
young.
Who's your
Um,
team?
well, I'm from Michigan originally, so I'm a Pistons fan for life,
Okay.
Detroit, but I'm also a Lakers fan, which sounds a little weird considering they went off about 20 years ago. But no, I've just been a Lakers fan ever since I was in high school, and so I just love the franchise.
Yeah. Yeah, I got into basketball like when I was in high school and Damian Lillard was coming out of college, and I was like, wherever he
Yeah,
gets drafted is going to be my team. So I'm a
yeah,
Blazers fan, and
okay.
eh.
Were you disappointed when he moved to the Bucks?
I was bummed, but I get it. Like I wasn't. I was like, good for him. And then he's back now, so like I haven't really
Okay,
watched the last couple years, but maybe I'll watch a little bit this year. I'm a big NFL guy, and that starts in like
okay.
2 days. When this comes out, episode's going to come out Thursday. So as this is coming out, football is on tonight. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So who's your team in the NFL?
I'm a big Bucks fan, Tampa Bay.
Okay,
I lived
cool.
down there for a while, and I have some family that's from there. And when I was a kid, I just who I chose, and I've always
There you
loved
go.
them. Yeah.
I mean, I'm same thing as like I'm a Lions fan, despite it's been terrible over the last 20 years or so. But the last few years have been great. We've
Yeah, I
made it
think they're gonna
further
be
than I
good
ever
this
thought we
year.
would.
I think they're
Yeah,
gonna be good again this year. Yeah. Dan Campbell, man, he's cool. I like him.
I do too. I'm hopeful.
Cool, man. Well, Shaun, this has been a blast, man. I really appreciate you linking up with me so we could do this. Before we wrap up, is there anything you want to plug?
I would encourage anybody, if they're interested, to just go check out my song I just put out. It's called While It Lasts. It's on all streaming services, YouTube. It features my buddy Jeff Picker, who plays with Nickel Creek. He played bass on it. My fellow bandmate Avery Merritt played fiddle, and my buddy Axel Coe, who's a great drummer here in Nashville, played drums on it. And it just feels really great to have something on. If people are interested, I'd love them to take a listen to it. Other than that, just come to a show, say hey. Look forward to seeing people out on the road or here in town or wherever, really.
Yeah, man. I hope you guys come to Asheville soon, and if we do, we'll definitely have to link up, man.
I'll let you know for sure.
Thanks so much, Shaun.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You just got jammed.
Check my mic in 2 pieces.
All right, I actually started recording already, so I'm gonna keep that in.
No!
Yep. Alrighty, everybody, we're back for another edition of Chloe's Corner. We've been sitting here just snacking since I got off.
Yeah, I've
And
been
Chloe-
so hungry.
Chloe put the snacks away for Chloe's Corner just when I was enjoying my cherries.
I could go get them real
It's
quick.
okay.
I'll bring them back out when we're done with this, I promise.
It's fine. It's fine, Chloe. It's fine.
I didn't know. I am getting down with the cherries recently, though.
fuck with cherries, they're good.
Recently. We had a fun weekend.
Mm-hmm.
This weekend in Asheville, it was Boomtown.
Boom, 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 boom.
Honestly, so it was both of ours first time seeing Papadosio. Incredible. Such a good show overall. The energy of the whole Pack Square downtown area was beautiful. So many vendors.
It was like, I mean, it's called the Boomtown Fest, but it felt like a real
It was like a
festival.
little festival site. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was sick. When we first showed up, there was another band playing off kind of to the side.
Bob crew.
Two-bop crew. Clint thought there was too many zoos, and he was not too thrilled with
I'm pretty anti
the-
too many zoos.
yeah. Kid. Yeah, we're not too many zoo stands, but incredible weekend. Such a fun show from Papadosio. We just absolutely got down. We had the perfect rectangle of space around us to dance. We were boogieing.
I think people may have left the space too because we were dancing so much.
We were dancing pretty aggressively, but
we had
within our rectangle, dude.
Yeah, I would say so. And people came to our area to dance. I said this on Monday. I've been sleeping on Papadosio.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's such a shame.
I think it's just a hiatus, and they're all Asheville folks.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll play.
I bet they'll do local small projects, but I mean their reasoning sounds pretty.
But it's a hiatus.
I
It's a
understand.
hiatus, not a.
But an indefinite. Does that just mean they don't know the end?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean full stop period.
Yeah, hiatus means a break, but it's like an.
No, but the word indefinite
Yeah.
is what confuses me.
Yeah, I think they'll play shows around Asheville.
I think so
Or
too.
maybe I don't know, what is there? There was 4 guys in it?
Yes, I believe so.
I think so. Yeah.
Um,
They were good though. They were
How
fun.
long have they been a band? Do you know?
A while, I think. I mean, I would say
30?
no.
Oh.
15 maybe.
Oh, so half. We'll look it up
Yeah,
real
let's
quick.
look
We
it
got
up.
the power of technology on our side.
Papadosio.
Yeah, it is a shame
For the
because
last 2 decades, Papadosio.
So 20 years, so I wasn't too far
Yeah.
off. It is a shame because they have been within our reach for quite a few instances.
Well, yeah, I used to go. I feel like I've been to a few festivals that they've been at, and I was just like, meh.
Probably choosing someone like a name we knew over
Yeah.
that. But
I gotta stop
incredible.
doing that.
Oh, yeah, really. I think that might be a goal of mine for Halloween to just,
Try to see one we don't know each day.
yeah. Let me expand my horizons a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that'll be fun.
There's some new ones there this year that I really want to see. Like Glass Beams is one I
I'm
want to see.
excited for that.
And then there's Arc Day Soleil.
Soleil.
Soleil. I don't know how to say that word.
Yeah, that's gonna be sick. I do have a Halloween topic, but we can finish talking about our weekend first. I was just gonna go through the themes.
And then we went to
Asheville Music Hall.
It was a rave.
Yeah, it was just a bunch of DJs, and that was super fun.
It was fun.
I went home at midnight. Clint stayed out until big boy 2:00. But super fun night overall. We had a really good one. Then I love the after event chat when you come home and like the energy levels, you're still excited, but the energy levels are low. And you're just like chit-chatting about your night. That's my favorite part of going out.
And then Sunday we didn't do a damn thing.
Sunday we did, well, we left to go get everyone's cars. I was a Chloe cab and took everyone, well, I made you drive, but took everyone to their cars. But that was all we did that day. We ordered every meal in. We ordered Panera for lunch and something else for dinner.
It's nice to have those. Like, I haven't had one of those days in a little while.
You need them. They're rejuvenating.
Yeah.
I mean, here I am.
And now
still exhausted.
Sunday football.
And now it's my baby's time to shine. This is when he comes alive. This is when he feels his most himself. It's football season.
It's football season, baby.
It's football season. The king is back. Thursday. Oh, today. As we're watching this, send all your hugs and kisses up to the sky because we're eating wings on the couch.
Yes. The thing is, the Eagles are probably going to kill the Cowboys, but I'm going to make a fun little same-game parlay, make it interesting.
I don't like to start betting until I see everyone in action. I don't really
it is
keep
hard
up.
to bet week one, honestly. But last year, I remember we were coming back from somewhere last year, and we stopped at somewhere to watch the games.
We were like in Jacksonville or something.
Yeah, but I got all the 1 o'clock games right. I bet on all of them. I got them all right.
It was like some wing place in like outside of Atlanta.
Yeah, because I remember the Dolphins came back into the Jaguars like last minute.
Yeah.
And then there was I think Pittsburgh like squeaked by somebody, and those are like I remember this, but it made all my 1 o'clock bets hit.
That is impressive.
Do it again this year. Come on, get it.
Yeah, because last year I was super gung-ho on the Texans. I believed C.J. Stroud would lead me to victory.
Who's your team going to be this year?
I do still really like the Lions.
You like the Ravens?
I always like the Ravens.
Yeah.
I just like how they're kind of like a bunch of bulldogs out there. They're just like kind of scrappy. Like they're little junkyard dogs, and I kind of like it. So I go back and forth between those two. Obviously, soft spot for the Bucks. I love the Bucks.
I think having the Ravens and Lions is perfect because you have an AFC team and an NFC team.
Perfect. And what's the Bucks?
NFC.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. But yeah, those are my two. With the obvious, the Bucks will always have my heart. But Lions and Ravens again this year. They don't really let me down.
Who's your sleeper team?
Sleeper team.
Watch out for these guys. Who's that?
See, this is where I need a list. I feel like I said something.
You like the Bengals, but that's not really a sleeper team.
Yeah. I'm not too fussed on the Bengals. Don't really care at this point. Maybe you said the possibility the Cardinals might be good.
I don't think. No. I think the Cardinals are going to win.
Oh, you said they're going to be shit, actually.
They're going to beat the shit out of the Saints. Like the Saints are going to suck. My sleeper team, I think the Jaguars could be good.
Oh, you did say that.
I think the Panthers are going to be bad still, but they're going to be better than people think.
I just had to look up all football teams. I just have a list.
I'm looking at myself in this thing. My chin goes crazy.
I do. The Vikings impressed me last year. Vikings.
They lost their quarterback though, but they have a rookie.
Quarterback.
They have a rookie, JJ McCarthy, who's supposed to be really good.
JJ. Yeah, I don't have a sleeper team. I gotta watch them first. I just
okay.
like
We'll revisit week four.
Yeah, let me listen to a couple. Pardon my takes. I'll get back in on it. Okay.
We'll
have a debrief.
That's an NFL preview with Clint and Chloe.
Do you want to get into a Halloween topic?
Yeah, let's do it.
They, a couple weeks ago now at this point, but I just haven't gotten around to talking about it, released their themes. How do you feel on 3 themes? Or 4 themes?
I'm pretty neutral on themes. I mean, I wear the same thing.
You wear either your Caddy's Daddy shirt or your tie-dye that I made you, and then you wear your mushroom pants.
Yeah.
And every once in a while you'll put on those shorts that you cut, and then you'll sit down and realize they're a skirt the shorts or a skirt, and then you take them off. That happens at least once every time.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't. I think if I did the dressing up, I'd probably have fun. It would probably be fun.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, it's not something that I'm like, I need to do this.
I always also just get too hot.
Yeah.
I feel like I dress up. I have like an outfit for one of the nights,
I think.
and then from then on, it's just like skirts and bikini tops.
I think it would be fun too if like they did the themes that weren't Halloween. Just do like superheroes.
That's what I'm saying. Like intergalactic aquatica. Like you could just mix words and make it a theme.
It's all just like
It doesn't have to be Wizard
spooky,
of Oz
ghouls,
and
goblins, psychedelic.
It's
yeah.
always Wizard of Oz, and it's always friggin' Alice in Wonderland.
Do like
it's always Saints and Sinners.
superheroes and like
I like my intergalactic.
Isn't that
aquatica.
one of them? Isn't intergalactic one of them?
No, it's Wizard of Oz. It's Alice in Wonderland. It's Vampires, Saints, and Sinners, and then Wicked Dark Disco Circus could be pretty fun, honestly.
The girlies are gonna go crazy night 3.
That's the only one I have an outfit in mind for. I am realizing every time these events come around, I'm just not that creative.
What's the first one? Wizard of Oz.
The first one is Beyond the Radiant Veil, so it's like.
What does that even mean as far as
That's
dressing
the.
up?
Hold on, I think this is. Yeah, psychedelic takes on Dorothy, Tin Man, Glinda, and more.
I'm
Films
just
where
gonna
the
be
heart is.
Tin Man.
You should be the lion.
Or
Just
the little
let
dog.
your hair and your beard connect, and you could be the lion.
I could do
Oh,
that.
the dog.
I could do the lines.
So I like have ideas.
I can do a really good lines growl.
And then Friday is like a purple vibe. Mad Hatter's Purple Ball.
Purple.
So I have ideas
Barney.
for that as well. Dude, if you just dress up as Barney. Or like, is there a purple Teletubby? There is. You should be the
Yeah.
purple Teletubby.
I love you.
And then
That's Barney, right?
Saints and Sinners, yeah, the girlies will have fun. And then Wicked Dark Disco Circus. I want to think of something fun for that.
Wicked Dark Disco Circus.
Yeah. Disco Tigers, whatever that means.
I can also do a good
Bearded
title
ladies, contortionists.
Bearded lady. I could do bearded lady.
You could do bearded lady. Let your hair grow really long.
I only have a month and a half.
Your hair grows. That's true. It's been growing. It's kind of stopped growing, I feel.
No,
You've like maxed out.
it's just so thick and curly. Like it's.
It is. Yeah, you got a lot of texture up in there.
Mhm.
I am very excited for Halloween though. But every time it comes around, I'm like, I want to be more involved. Like, I want to dress up. I want to do this. And then it comes down to it, and I just don't.
I also think like, we're partaking in extracurriculars while we're there, and I just feel like the dressing up kind of attracts attention to you, and I don't really like.
Need eyes on
Yeah.
us. Yeah, realistically, I'll just be wrapped in a pash.
Yeah.
I know that's also my thing. I know I'm gonna like pack stuff to make outfits. I'm not gonna wear any of them. I do that every year. I pack like 3 things. So I'm like, I'll wear this night.
Maybe
like,
I'll
this
choose one of the
night.
nights. I'll look at the themes and choose a night. We can do like a
We could do purple together.
Barney.
Barney and I wonder what Teletubby is. The perky one.
The
Pink.
purple one.
Purple one.
Do they have names?
Yeah.
Wubby, Cubby, and Zubby?
Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, and Poe.
Those are just slangs for my wiener.
Tinky Winky. Dipsy is when you've had a couple too many drinks.
Oh, Chloe's got jokes, huh?
You started the joke. I just finished it. I ended it.
I had a joke on that, but I didn't say it.
You can tell me after because I can't. Yeah, I want to know.
Well, you said I finished it and it was about Dipsy because you said my wiener when I've been drinking.
Oh.
Way too much information. Sorry, guys.
To those that listen to this, you're welcome. I do have in my notes.
I'm watching myself. I gotta work on my posture too. I'm just like,
I'm really bad about. I will be at work, and will like take notice of it, and I'll grow like 10 inches.
so I just was looking at myself and I'm like, look at me, dude.
It's just so much comfier. I have a formal apology to Benson Boone.
Who the? Oh.
the singy boy.
Yeah.
I've said some hate about him. I take it back. I don't need to go into too much about it because I don't feel too bad. But he did an Adele cover, and
I did see that. It was pretty good.
I will say it was incredible.
I know he's watching right now, so
Yeah,
Benson,
but Sir Boone,
hope you
maybe
forgive us.
stop the backflips, stop the jumpsuits, but keep on with the Adele because you got range there.
You know, Chloe didn't know that Adele was 21 when she released the album 21.
No, yeah, I didn't.
I hope a lot of people don't know that, actually, because that's what makes it so impressive.
Yeah, I just think she looked a lot older than that. I just feel like she looked very mature when that came out. Maybe it's because they had her in, like, you know when you take your senior pictures in high school and they, like,
Yeah, they have that
drape
weird
that
dress,
gown
yeah.
thing over you? That's what she looked like. I guess that's maybe where she got the inspiration. She was only 21.
Kodak Black released some really good music when he was 21, too.
Who else?
Taylor Swift.
No, her 22 album was fire.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I don't either.
Anything else? I kind of got to poop.
Yeah, no, that's all my topics this go around.
Alrighty, guys. Well, let me tell you what we have on Monday. On Monday, we may have, I'm still working on finalizing some things. You know, people cancel these a lot, so I gotta shift my schedule. But I'm pretty sure we're doing it tomorrow. So Monday might be Cody Nottingham from What's the Reason for This podcast.
Ooh, super cool.
So that'll be a fun one. He seems really funny. I've never really got to speak to him other than like exchanges on Instagram. But I think that'll be a good one. And then as far as this weekend, I don't think... Oh, there's John Stickley Saturday
Oh,
in
yeah,
Nashville.
John Stickley at 185.
And then football on Sunday.
And Sam's birthday Saturday, so
Oh, yeah.
if you see our pineapple-headed friend around town, wish him a happy birthday.
Yep. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll see you again on Monday. And remember, wherever you are right now is exactly where you're supposed to be.
Come along, have a drink with me. We can talk about the world and how the world is turned so slow. Day and night I found cars they drive and planes they fly. I look into the sun and the sky, you're so bright. It's you that I have found. Oh, and I know there's not much longer now. Or if the world would just slow down. The stars, they sail across the sky, and I could watch you dance all through the night. When the rhythm is right, oh, and I know the sun is rising now. Or if the world would just slow down. So you move with me and I'll move with you, and I could spend the rest of my life by your side. It's you that I have found. Oh, and I know not much longer now. Or if the world would just slow down. or if the world would just slow down.